This is Daniel Mandelker, and this is our podcast, Jackie's Books, where we will talk about novels by Jackie Adams, an emerging author. We will also bring you book reviews and other commentary. This is Daniel Mandelker for Jackie's podcast. Jackie's new novel, Walk of a Dead Man, is now available at all stores, and we hope to have a preview soon, and we have a trailer on her website. We know you will like Jackie's first Western novel. Just go to her website, jackieadamssite.wordpress.com, jackieadamssite.wordpress.com, and we're expecting to have an audiobook of Catfished on the site very soon, so keep looking for it. Matt, here's a question for you. How do people make money from podcasts?
Good question, Daniel. So there are a couple ways. The old school way was to basically have someone give you some money to mention them as a sponsor on the show, and people would basically pay different rates based on what time of the show they appeared. Surprisingly to some people, the most valuable spot is in the middle of the show, and the idea being that someone's listening to an episode and they make it like, let's say halfway through, or they mostly listen to it. That means you have captivated people. Whereas something at the very end is probably the least desirable because a lot of people skip credits. Intro stuff is valuable, but someone may not listen to an entire episode or really be paying attention, or they might skip to go straight to the content. There are more dynamic ways of doing it now. Even Libsyn has an option of, once you upload material, you can basically say, hey, at the 30-second mark, insert some ad audio, and they'll rotate the ads over time dynamically, which is really interesting. Ultimately, the more people you have listening, the more you can ask for. People still do sponsors under the radar, basically unofficially off to the side, and negotiate prices. So the amount you can make from it varies wildly. It could be millions for massive shows. It could be $50 for a super small show. It just totally depends. So anyway, variety of ways. It's worth pursuing. Let's move on to the books. I think you've actually got 2 international thrillers for us. What do you have?
Yes, I do. The first one is My Sister, the Serial Killer, by Oyinkan Braithwaite. Ayula summons me with these words, Corrida, I killed him. I had hoped I would never hear these words again. Talk about an efficient opening. We're in Lagos, Nigeria, plunked in the crossfire of a knotty sibling dynamic. Corrida, the older daughter, is responsible to a fault, a neat freak, composed only of hard edges. Ayula, her sister, is unthinkably gorgeous, indolent, childish, and deadly. The opening scene's murder is her third kill. Chapters move at a pleasingly staccato clip, headed by nervy chapter titles: Bleach, Body, Knife, Number 3. Corrida brings a cool precision to all she does, whether it's managing the staff at the hospital where she is head nurse, or pouring homemade ammonia solution over the bloodstains in her trunk. She is in love with a colleague and is gutted when he begins to pursue Ayula. The murder takes a back seat to the sisters' interpersonal drama. The second thriller is The Master Key by Masako Togawa, translated by Simon Grove. Indoor cat that I am, I gravitated right away to the bones of this story. Prickly loners who need a hobby, catnapping receptionist, and yes, purloined keys. By the first 3 pages, I was hooked. There's a traffic accident, a case of disguised gender, and a bushel of questions. And that's all before we learn about the kidnapping of a young child that's at the heart of the novel. Welcome to the K Apartments for Ladies, a community for single women in post-World War II Japan. The building is home to plenty of eccentrics, and as it turns out, plenty of secrets. You might never look at a violin the same way after finishing this novel. The apartment tower is about to be shifted over by 4 meters, with the inhabitants still in place during the move. The physical displacement, it turns out, is the least disruptive part of the renovation. The building's history and its residents' most shameful detours are necessarily brought to light. That's it for today, folks. We know you will like Jackie's new novel, Walk of a Dead Man.